Imagine the heart of Australian cricket shattering just minutes before the toss at Adelaide Oval. Steve Smith, the man who stares down bowlers like they're puzzles to solve, the batting genius who's carried this team through countless battles, suddenly sidelined. Not by injury on the field, not by a controversial decision, but by a cruel twist of illness. Vertigo symptoms hitting him hard, nausea and dizziness forcing him out of the third Ashes test against England. This isn't just any player missing, this is Steve Smith, the former captain, the run-scoring machine, ruled out on the morning of the match in one of the most dramatic turns we've seen in years. Can Australia hold the Ashes without their rock? Hey legends, if that bombshell has you hooked like it has me, smash the like button, subscribe right now, and turn on notifications. You don't want to miss a second of this wild Ashes ride. Let's dive deep into how this nightmare unfolded for the Aussies. The build-up to this third test had everyone buzzing. Australia coming off a mixed start to the series, needing to stamp authority at Adelaide, a ground where they've dominated in pink ball tests before. Pat Cummins and the selectors had named the 11, sticking with the new opening pair of Travis Head and Jake Weatherald, pushing Smith to his familiar number 4 spot. Usman Khawaja, the veteran opener turning 39 during this very match, had been dropped, his test career seemingly over after being overlooked. The team looked settled. Smith appeared fine despite skipping a training session earlier in the week with what was called a mild issue. But overnight, things turned dark. Smith woke up battling severe vertigo-like symptoms, the kind that mess with your balance and leave you unable to function. He's dealt with this vestibular problem before, inner ear issues that have plagued him sporadically since concussions in the past. Cricket Australia medical staff monitored him closely, hoping he'd pull through. But as the team gathered on match morning, it became clear he couldn't play. Picture Smith, usually so composed, looking distraught on the sidelines, deep in conversation with Cummins and coach Andrew McDonald. The decision hit hard, he was officially ruled out. And just like that, the batting order flipped upside down. But hold on, because the real twist was about to drop that would shake the entire cricketing world. Khawaja, who had been preparing for what felt like the end, got the call of his life. Recalled dramatically, less than 24 hours after being axed. He rushed to the ground, embraced batting coach Michael Di Venuto in an emotional moment that had everyone talking. From potential retirement to slotting in at number 4, saving the day. Australia won the toss and batted, but without Smith, the pressure mounted immediately. England sensed blood. The day played out chaotically, early wickets, recovery efforts, Alex Carey stepping up with a gritty century at his home ground. But the shadow of Smith's absence loomed large. How fragile is this lineup without him? We've seen Smith rescue innings time and again, averaging over 56 in tests, his quirky technique baffling the best bowlers. Losing him exposes vulnerabilities, especially against England's attack hungry for redemption. The crowd of over 56,000 felt the shockwave. This isn't just a player out, it's a statement that even the greats aren't invincible. And as day one closed with Australia scrambling to build a total, the question burned, could this illness derail the entire Ashes campaign? Stay tuned, because the surprises kept coming on day 2. This is your go-to spot for all things Aussie sports, Aussie NRL update, breaking it down raw and real. Now, let's unpack Smith's history with this cruel condition and why it hits at the worst possible times. Vertigo isn't new for Smith, it stems from those inner ear disturbances, often linked back to concussions like the one from Jofra Archer in 2019 that ruled him out of a test then too. He's managed it quietly, pushing through bouts that cause spinning sensations, nausea, making even standing difficult, let alone facing 150 km/h deliveries. Medical experts describe it as a vestibular issue disrupting balance signals to the brain. Smith has spoken sparingly about it, but insiders say it's been a recurring battle, forcing precautions over the years. This time, symptoms escalated in the days leading up. He missed Monday's main session, downplayed as mild, but by Tuesday night, it worsened. Cricket Australia issued a statement over the past few days, unwell with nausea and dizziness, treated for potential vestibular issue. No concussion protocol needed, but player welfare first. Smith, ever the competitor, pushed to play, but the Dachshund captain said no. Devastating for a guy who's missed only a handful of tests in his career, priding himself on availability. Think about his legacy, from Sandpapergate redemption to becoming one of the Fab Four, averaging insane numbers post-ban. He's been Australia's anchor, especially in home Ashes. Without him, the middle order looks exposed. Labuschagne inconsistent lately, Green talented but young, Carey reliable behind stumps but batting under pressure. Khawaja's return added emotion, the guy who opened for years, gritty as they come, now batting lower, getting a lifeline when all seemed lost. His embrace with the coach went viral, a moment of pure redemption. But surprise, England pounced early, bowlers exploiting the chaos. Wickets tumbled before partnerships formed. Carey, the South Australian hero, dug in for a century, emotional release in front of home fans. Yet, the total hovered around vulnerability. Analysts debated, is this the crack England needed? Series level or tied going in, this test pivotal for earn retention. Australia defending champions, but Smith's absence a massive blow. Whispers of his fate for Boxing Day, will he recover in time? Medics optimistic, but Vertigo unpredictable. Cummins remains stoic, saying the team adapts, depth proven. But deep down, everyone knows Smith's irreplaceable aura. The day ended with twists, setting up a thriller. And just when you thought the drama peaked, reports emerged of Smith's disconsolate mood, fueling speculation on long-term impact. Shifting gears, let's talk the bigger picture, what Smith's withdrawal means for Australian cricket's future and this Ashes saga. This series already electric, high stakes, pink ball at Adelaide adding nighttime swing, crowds massive. Australia aiming to clinch early, but now forced into reshuffles. Khawaja's recall a masterstroke or desperation? He's experienced, knows English conditions from past tours, but age and form questions lingered until this heroic's chance. Weatherald and Head opening boldly, new era vibes, but Smith's spot sacred. His technique, those leaves, fidgets, then explosive drives, unmatched. Losing him forces others to step up, like Green unleashing all-round potential or Inglis pushing claims. Surprise element, how England adjusted plans mid-toss. They prepared for Smith, now facing a rejigged lineup. Bowlers like Tongue coming in, targeting weaknesses exposed. Day one's play showed resilience, from wobbles to carries ton, crowd roaring. Over 56,000 packing Adelaide Oval, atmosphere electric despite the shock. Commentators called it one of the most dramatic starts ever. Smith's absence rippled, batting deeper but less assured. Historical parallels, like 2019 when concussion sub Labuschagne debuted heroically. Here, no sub, just straight replacement. Khawaja batting number 4, unfamiliar but capable. Emotional layers thick, Smith watching from sidelines, gutted, Khawaja grateful, proving doubters wrong. Cummins tossing and electing to bat, bold under clouds. But the real cliffhanger, Smith's recovery timeline. If Vertigo lingers, Boxing Day in doubt, Melbourne Test 2. Australia can't afford prolonged absence against pumped England. Series narrative shifting from dominance to vulnerability test. Young guns rising? Or old guard needed more than ever? Fans